How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are talking about a battery technology company today that we have not talked about before. So, a lot of the details aren't even released on this yet. And we talked about RMG a few days ago, Romeo Power, but this company got a run up right at the end of the day, right around market close, and went up 12% after hours on Wednesday. So I want to talk about it today. Again, a lot of it hasn't even been released yet. So I'll explain all that. We'll go through their old investor presentation because they haven't even updated it yet. There's a lot of unknowns with this company, but there is a lot of hype too. So if you guys like this, if you guys like all this information as soon as possible before other people too, maybe, please hit the like button. I really appreciate that. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you don't mind hitting subscribe, that'd be awesome. We are on the road to 35,000 subscribers. I think we're going to get there pretty fast. We've been growing like crazy this week. And if you want to see exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling real time, you can see that we have bought RMG. We talked about it a few days ago. We bought M back right before it went up 86%. We are buying a lot of good companies these days that are blowing up. So if you want to see exactly what I'm buying and what I'm selling and talk to other investors about different stocks, we have about 300 Patreon members. And this has happened just over the last few days. So we've been growing like crazy there after making some really good decisions on stocks. You can definitely check out the link down below to Patreon, join our Discord, and see all that. And last thing, if you guys want 4 free stocks through WeBull, you can definitely check out the link down below. You can get those free stocks if you just deposit $100. It does help me out personally, and it helps you by getting some free money. So the company that we're looking at today is Tuscan Holdings, or THCB. They are looking at a merger with Microvast. So you can see here a big run up towards the end of the day, about 12%. And I think there's just a lot of hype around the EV space right now. This is a company that is not very well known. I mean, I've been saying that about a lot of companies recently, but I think that's true. They are looking at having a merger. This will value the company probably upwards of $2 billion. We haven't actually seen the numbers yet. They haven't come out and said it yet, but they're looking at this merger. You can see here that Microvast has a compelling financial profile with significant historical revenues as well as projected growth and profitability. With its battery technology installed in over 28,000 vehicles worldwide, it's an impressive growing list of global OEM customers and a strategic partnership with Fiat Powertrain Industrial. Microvast is a proven technology leader in the adoption of EV. So they say here that they are able to expect about $100 million in revenue this financial year. This is something that is a really attractive number, right? Not too many people can say that. Even something like Romeo Power, they're expecting about $150 million. So this is one of the big battery makers out there. Now, there isn't a lot of news on this company. Like, you literally I can't find an investor presentation from this year. Usually when these companies are in talks of a SPAC merger, usually they update their presentation to give you the most up-to-date numbers. But Microvast is private right now, and they are not showing their numbers on their website. Now, a couple pieces before we look at their 2019 presentation, you can see here that they actually got an award recently for $4.5 million from the United States Council of Automotive Research. That was earlier this year. So that is pretty important. And then here, it just gives some of the points about this company. It's homed in Texas, considers itself a leader in ultra-fast and long-lasting battery for electric vehicles. It intends to electrify city transit. So this is really what their focus is on. They want to electrify buses, taxis, and passenger vehicles. And unlike other companies involved in SPAC deals, Microvast has developed an existing product. They already have proof of concept. They even had electric buses during the 2018 Olympic Games. They have other electric buses too in Shanghai and Auckland. And they have raised about $276 million in this SPAC, which is a large amount. I mean, originally they tried to go a different route. You can see here what they originally were going to go into, but then they saw these other companies blow up. So there is some potential here. We don't know exactly how it's all going to shake out yet, but we can just try to make a wise decision. So right now it is speculative because we don't actually know much about the transaction, but there is some hype right now with everything going on. They have 25,000 battery systems in operation. They have their footprint in about 16 countries, 160 cities. They haven't had any accidents. They talk in this presentation about how safety is a big part of their business plan. You can see obviously that they do all their own production actually in China since 2009. You can see here again, their big push is for clean city transit with city buses, taxis, electric cars. That's really what they're trying to do. You can see they actually have charging stations, it looks like. So here it says that an entire fully electric bus can be charged in 10 minutes based on this charging station that they have. That is something that I've never heard of that is so quick. I think that if that's actually capable, if they're actually capable of reproducing that, that is awesome. I mean, that's going to be huge. You can see here they do have public transport in the UK too. They say that they're the largest hybrid bus fleet in Europe so far, with over 1,000 of these batteries. You can see here the bus company is Wrightbus. You can also see here that they have electric dump trucks, so they have the batteries in dump trucks too, over 10,000 sold worldwide. So overall, this is kind of a cryptic investor presentation because it doesn't give numbers, doesn't give revenue, but that's not really what this was for. This was from a year ago, over a year ago, almost 2 years ago. It was in 2019, so there isn't a lot of information that they give out in terms of the SPAC, but I do think that this is an interesting company to look at, especially with some of these other companies like RMG kind of blowing up recently. With NBAC, anything in the electric area, in the electric sector is blowing up right now. Of course, do your own due diligence. Make sure that you are comfortable with the risk. This is not something that's set in stone for like a safe investment. This is definitely highly speculative and could go down. And I think the fact that they haven't actually come out with the agreement or with the hard and fast terms of the SPAC merger, I think that's a positive and a negative. That's why I'm not investing, because I don't feel comfortable with that, not knowing the terms. It'd be kind of like buying a stock without knowing the valuation of it, right? So you don't know how expensive, how cheap it's going to be. We don't know about the revenues either. With this kind of setup right now, with us not knowing, I think that there is some hype by the time that we actually hear about the terms of the agreement. When we hear about the terms, I think it will probably push up, kind of like when you get closer to the merge date or when they confirm a merger, there's some hype there too. I think that once we hear the terms of the agreement, I have no idea when that will be, but once we do hear that, it could push the stock up more. Again, the whole SPAC market, the whole EV market has been insane recently, so we could go through a little bit of a deflationary period too, but I'm not investing in this yet. I'm not comfortable with it enough, not knowing the numbers, but you can definitely, if you want to make a speculative play, that might not be a horrible idea. I mean, I'm not a financial advisor, but, do your own research and figure out whether that is worth it. If you guys want to see exactly what I've been buying, I'll put my portfolio, my growth portfolio that has like all my SPACs on the end screen here in a second. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys watching this. If you guys want to join the Patreon or if you want to get those free stocks, definitely check out the link down below. And I'll see you in this video over here. Thanks.